One of the most bizarre of recent years involved a circus dwarf, Dan Blackner, who had a sticky moment with his wee man. When the circus came to Edinburgh Town in August 2007, it was business as usual in this unusual big top.
I'm from the Circus of Horrors. My name's Captain Dan, Demon Dan on the stage.
Captain Dan is sort of multi-talented, we could say.
I do all different types of acts on stage.
Like all circus performers, Dan's a skilled professional. That means he can do stunts that you know you mustn't copy at home. And would you really want to?
I eat light bulbs.
Opens a beer bottle with his eye socket.
And I put fireworks up my arse and light them.
That's the kind of behaviour you'd rightly expect to land someone in A&E. But Dan's medical emergency wasn't directly caused by any of those daring tricks.
The legendary part of his act is attaching the Hoover to his willy and dragging it around the stage.
One night, just before he was due on stage, his key prop took a bit of a bashing.
Somebody stood on the end of my Hoover and it cracked the suction bit.
With a broken nozzle, Dan's Hoover wouldn't stay in place for his act. He needed to fix it, and quickly.
So I mended the crack with a super glue.
Dan squirted on a whole tube of the stuff. He was already due on stage, but was confident that super glue sets within seconds.
Switched the Hoover on, connected it to my dick.
And Captain Dan was performing his act as normal.
And I'd done all my act, come off stage, switched the Hoover off. I thought, hang on a minute.
And instead of coming off, he wouldn't come off. He was stuck.
I went and told Dr. Hayes. Dr. Hayes,
Yes, Dan.
I've super glued my whistle.
Have you done that, you lunatic?
I've put super glue on it.
On your dick?
No, on the Hoover.
And he said, I read the label, and he said it'll be dry in 20 seconds. So we looked at the label, and it actually said it'll be dry in 20 minutes. And then we put him in my car straight after the show, decided to take him to A&E. Just keep it together there, Captain Dan.
But when I got to the hospital, I started getting really embarrassed about it.
Dr. Hayes went in first and informed the A&E receptionist about Dan's predicament.
She said, OK, do you want to bring him in then? And I said, well, I can, but the A&E's full and he's got a Hoover stuck to the end of his dick.
Next minute, two nurses come out with a wheelchair.
And she said straight to Captain Dan, what have you been doing then?
Put me a blanket over me with my Hoover connected. You could tell they was trying to laugh, but trying to be professional. They didn't want to laugh.